Hello there. I'm just nipping on here to do a very quick live because you told me you wanted to know what you could possibly be doing that is making you lose potential clients before they even book in with you. And I was thinking about this a lot this week actually because I was trying to book a treatment for myself, and I noticed the kind of mental gymnastics I was going through while I was trying to find a therapist. And so it made me think about all the reasons why you might be not getting people to book with you. So they might land on your website, they might find you on social media, but then you lose them somewhere and they don't make that booking. So I thought I'd just do this quick video about what you can do, what you can put in place to try and make sure that you don't lose anybody, that somehow everybody that lands on your website comes into your world in some capacity. So let's break this down. What I want you to do is we always think about things from our point of view. We think about things from our therapy point of view. And it's actually really hard to think about it from the potential client point of view, but that's what I want you to do. And it's really good practice actually to put yourself in the client's shoes, like I did this week. And actually I became a client because I was trying to find a treatment for myself. And so I'm going to tell you kind of what happened with me, and that will help you to see where what might be happening with your clients when they're trying to find a therapist. So what we're talking about here is not clients that have been with you already, but basically we're talking about people that don't know you, that have never met you, and that have somehow or other landed on your website. Okay, so this is what was happening with me. I've got a bad shoulder and it's kind of gone up into my neck. I'm getting headaches and I really, really want some kind of treatment. And I don't really know what I want. I kind of was thinking I'd get a massage. And then I was thinking, I want something relaxing, but I don't, because you know what it's like when you know exactly how you work, you kind of want something like how you do it. And so I was thinking, I want something that's going to be relaxing, not too brutal, but at the same time, I want it to be remedial. I want them to know what they're doing. And I went around all these circles of like getting so specific in what I wanted that I decided actually I'm not going to have massage at all. I'm going to look for a Bowen practitioner because I do Bowen. I love Bowen and it's gentle, but it really works. And I thought, yes, that's what I need. Now, I don't know anyone that does Bowen around here. So I searched for it. And I did search for Bowen on Anglesey, and up came some different people. And so then I was having to choose who do I want to go with. And it was just really interesting because I was kind of monitoring my responses to the different websites because I spend so much time looking at therapist websites and trying to make them optimal for getting clients that I kind of notice when I'm looking at therapist websites. And so there was this one in particular that I was looking at, and it sort of said a little bit about what Bowen was, and it said where this person was available to work from. But there was no photos of the person. There was not really much personal information about the person. And I kind of was left like, I don't know. I literally, okay, I could get a Bowen treatment with this person, but I don't know anything about them really. There's nothing to kind of hook me in here. And so I think this is the first key point where you might be losing clients before they book with you is what they see on your website. So it's really, really important that you have some photos of yourself on there, because people want to feel as though they're booking with a person. They want to feel as though there's a personality and a human being behind the computer screen of the web page. And so get a photo of yourself on there. And it doesn't even have to be you in your therapy gear looking all professional, just something that makes you look like a human being, something for that potential client to connect with. Because this is what I felt when I was looking at this website. I couldn't make a human connection with anything. It was just a picture of, like, I can't remember, some scenery, and I just didn't feel like I could make a connection. So this is the first point. There needs to be a human connection. So get a photo of yourself up there and write something in the about section that is that is more than just your qualifications and your experience, something like you as a person. Because, when we book a treatment, we're not just booking the treatment, we're booking to spend time in a room on our own with kind of a complete stranger, and we kind of want to feel as though we like them, or that we have sort of some connection with them. So write about yourself in a kind of more conversational way than just about your experiences and about your qualifications. So those are the first 2 points. Is get some personal connection there, a photo and something about yourself. And if this person had that on their website, I would have felt much happier about booking. As it was, I did book anyway because I knew what I wanted, and this was available, and so I did it. So they got me as a client. But this is the second point. It's really important to remember that when people land on your website, it's not that common that they book straight away. What happens is you have 2 kinds of people who come to your website, usually. And the first kind is someone who is like me, who the problem has kind of escalated so much that they are just desperately looking for a solution now. And they've reached the point where they kind of know what they're looking for, they know what they want, and they're ready to book something. And so if that's the case, which is where I was at, it's like it takes less to get that person booking. So for me, there was all sorts of obstacles in the way as to why I might not book, but I really needed it. My arm kind of doesn't work. And so it was like, I need something, damn it. So I will book this, even though I don't know who this person is. I still don't know what they look like. So remember, when people are landing on your website, they're not necessarily where I was. They're not necessarily at that point where their pain or their discomfort or whatever they're struggling with is kind of tipping them over into that, right, I just need to book now. You get another kind of person landing on the website, and that kind is the one who is aware that they've got a problem, but they don't necessarily know what that solution is going to look like yet. For me, I knew, because I'm a therapist, and I know that Bowen or massage is my solution. And you will be like that too. Because you're therapists, you know the solutions, and then we kind of imagine that our clients also know the solutions, but they might not. So what they might be doing is just doing some research. It's just literally doing a bit of reading, trying to gather some information about things that they could be doing that would help them. So when they're in that place, they're not ready to buy necessarily now. They're much more likely to just want to gather information and to think about it and to weigh up their options, because it's like we kind of imagine that clients are either, or potential clients are either not interested and not going to buy from us, or interested, land on our website, will buy. And it really doesn't work like that. There's so many obstacles that get in the way between them landing on the website to them actually finally booking with us. So many things there that could stop them, that if they're not in that ready to buy place, if they're just looking for information, or they're not sure what they need, then there's a lot of things in the way before they'll actually book with you. So I just want to look at some of those things. So what is really important is to just understand that when someone is in discomfort or pain, or they've got some kind of problem going on, even though they want a solution for it, they might not actually be ready yet. So there's kind of like a little mental and possibly emotional journey that they need to go on before they're ready to have that solution, to buy that solution. And in that journey, there's all sorts of pitfalls and places where they could drop off, or places where they could change their mind. And so what our job is to meet them where they're at when they land on the website, which is basically just wanting some information, and then to accompany them on that journey so that we're with them all the way until they're ready to buy. And then when they are ready to buy, we're there, and they're like, oh yeah, yes, I know you, fine, I will now book with you. So what that means is we need to be aware of how they're feeling and what their kind of thought processes are when they're landing on the website. So I've already talked about the fact that they need to make a connection with you. So this is the first point, is if they are ready to buy, then they'll kind of know what they want and what they need. And so making it very clear on your website how you work, what you do, what you look like, the kind of what your treatment room's like, all of that is going to be really important. So like for me, I didn't want a clinical sports therapy type environment. I was like, I'm really stressed. I want relaxation, but I also want kind of remedial work. So I knew really, really what I wanted. And seeing a picture of a treatment room would really help me to know whether that client was right for, that therapist was right for me or not. And so I'd say the same for clients looking on your website. You need to give an overview of what they're going to get. You need to make it clear to them if it's right for them. Some people will want clinical. Some people want anatomical drawings on the walls and skeletons hanging in the corners because that gives them trust. Some people don't want that. They want to relax, and so they want candle lights and drapes and more holistic type things. So a picture of your website, picture of you, and some description of how you work is really going to help them to move at least one of those emotional blocks towards buying, to know that for the first thing is, are you the right therapist for them? So that's point number one. Point number two is, if they are ready to buy, then you need to make it easy for them. So this Bowen therapist website that I was looking at, it really wasn't easy. I couldn't navigate it properly. I was like, I was desperate for a treatment, so I spent ages going around all the menu trying to find out where they work, what kind of times, how to book. It was really not clear. So what I want you to do is go to your website, pretend that you've never come across it before, pretend that you don't know you, and you're just trying, you're just landing on your website for the first time. Or you can get a friend to do this, get some feedback from a friend. Land on the website for the first time. Is it clear where to go? Is it clear where to get the information they're looking for? Is it clear how to book with you, your times, your availability, how to contact you, prices? Is all that readily accessible, not buried deep in different pages in different places? Because what you don't want is someone to have to click around all over the place to find the information they're looking for, because they will just move on and find something that's easier to work out. So make it easy. For example, this person on their website, they had a thing said, find out more information on my Facebook page, but there was no link to their Facebook page. So it was like, right now I have to copy and paste the name of the Facebook page that they've got, open another tab, open Facebook, paste it in there, and then find it. I'm not going to do that. I've not got time. So, if you do anything like that, make sure there's links there that will just take you to the right place, so that it's so easy for people just to navigate through without getting frustrated. I ended up really frustrated at this website, and you really don't want that for your potential clients. You want them to enjoy the experience. It just has to be easy, seamless, kind of enjoyable. If landing on a website and booking a treatment can be enjoyable, then that's what you're trying to aim for. So go back to your website and make sure that journey is seamless and easy for them. Okay, so we've got ease, we've got is it right for me? The second thing is, when people land on your website, they want to know, can you actually help them? Do you know about this thing that they're struggling with? And if you do know about it, have you had good results with it? And this is where your testimonials come in. So you want reviews, you want testimonials, but also this is where your ideal client work comes in, and your niche and your specialism. Because the more you write about what you specialize in, the more you tune into what your ideal client really, really needs, the more clearly you can communicate that on the website. So when someone lands on it, they'll be like, oh yeah, of course, this person totally can help me. They know exactly what my struggle is, and here are some testimonials that show exactly that they've worked with this same thing and they've had good results. Perfect. So for example, back to my example again, on this website that I was looking at, there was just a generic list of things that Bowen could help. My thing wasn't on there. It didn't say shoulder pain or some, whatever it was. It was just a whole list of things. And like, I know Bowen can help a lot of things. And so it didn't faze me. But if someone else was looking on there, they didn't really know what Bowen did, and they just saw a generic list and their thing wasn't on there, they might not book. Whereas, this is why I always tell you to specialise. Because if you say, like if this person had said, I deal with shoulder pain, I can make you move your arm again, all the other things would have been forgiven. No photos, no ease of use would have all been forgiven because it was very clear that they would have been able to help me. So show that you can help. Talk about your specialism, use your ideal client language, and make sure you've got testimonials and reviews there so that they've got proof, not just what you're saying, but proof of people that you've actually helped, that you can, you have experience with this and you know how to resolve it. So what's the next thing? The next thing is actually the biggest thing. And this is that when people land on your website, if they're not ready to buy, so if they're the other ones that are more likely looking for information, there is a lot of fear and doubt in their minds that needs to be resolved before they'll book with you. And so what that means is, I was talking about before that the journey that you take them on, if they're not ready to buy, they're on this journey of basically getting more confident, getting to know you, getting to feel more relaxed with you, getting to know you as a person as well as professionally, and then they feel like they trust you, and then they're more likely to buy from you. So it's all about helping to get rid of their fears and get rid of their doubts, and helping them to trust you, because trust is massive. If you can get someone to trust you, then they are so much more likely to buy from you. So what this means is remembering these people, when they land on your website, it's very unlikely they're going to buy straight away. It's very unlikely they're just going to book a call or book a treatment with you straight away, because there's this mental and emotional journey that they need to go on first. So that means that you need to be there to help them on that journey. And so the first thing to do is to think, okay, so this person is probably just looking for some information, first of all. And this is where we create what they call a lead magnet, or sometimes they call it a freebie, sometimes they call it an opt-in offer, different names for it, but it's the same thing. And it's basically a piece of information, valuable content that sits on your website. And when someone lands on your website, they can download this content in exchange for giving their email address. And I know some of you have this, but an awful lot of you don't. And I would imagine that you don't have it because you think you don't need it, or it seems like too much effort you can't really understand the value of it. So let me explain why this is so important. What you're doing here is you are inviting that person into your world. So they find this information that is relevant to what they're struggling with, what their pain or their problem is, and they think, oh yeah, I'd like to know about that. So they want to download it, and in exchange, they don't mind giving you their email address. So they give you their email address, and that means then they're in your world. They are available for you to contact. And now that doesn't mean that you just spam them and sell them, because that would just be awful. And instead, what you do is you build a relationship with them. So that can be through email, because probably they've given you their email address. Some people ask for phone numbers. So if you do get a phone number, you can call them. But again, it's not about selling, it's about building a relationship. So if you do call them, it would be more about finding out more about their problem and giving them some advice or telling them more about how you can help them, but not selling. Same with the email. So if once you've got their email address, then you email them fairly regularly, not too often, probably once a week, twice a month is probably enough. Some people do it once a month and it's not enough because people get so many emails that if you just email once a month, they probably won't remember who you are, and it's not enough to build that relationship with. So let me just recap. You're creating this valuable content, also known as a freebie or or a opt-in offer. In exchange, they give you their email address, and then you email them on a fairly regular basis with more content, more valuable resources, links to websites that might be useful to them, something entertaining, tips and hints, or something amusing. It doesn't all have to be about your work. It can actually be just more conversational than that. Something that will build a nice relationship where this person comes into your world and learns more about you and starts to trust and to like you. This is what's known as a funnel. So you might have heard about a marketing funnel before, and it sounds really techie, it sounds really complicated, but it's not. It's just a piece of content in exchange for an email address, and then thereafter you send regular emails to them. And all of this is so that you can take them on this journey, because that moment when they land on your website and they're not ready to buy, it's such a wasted opportunity if you don't, if you just let them go. So many people would land there and then disappear. And so what you want is for them to land there, download the content, get on your email list, and keep up this relationship with you. And remember, this emailing is not in any way selling to them. You are going to tell them about your services, but in a very gentle way. Really, it's absolutely much more importantly about building relationships, making them know, like, and trust you. So this is the other reason why it's really important to know your ideal client. Because if you know your ideal client, then you know what their pain points are, you know what they're struggling with, you know what their challenges are. And from that, you can so much easier create something to download that they'll find interesting or they'll find valuable. So it could be a PDF with 5 tips to help you sleep. It could be a video sequence of 3-minute videos, self-massage for headaches. Whatever your ideal client would like to know more about, this is what you create. Or it could be not something they download, but something they have from you. So it could be a free consultation where they have a 15-minute chat with you on the phone where you discuss their problems and talk about some things that might help them. Anything basically that is highly, highly valuable. And doing all of this, as well as that building that know, like and trust factor, which is so important, you're also demonstrating your expertise. You're showing how great you are. You're showing all your knowledge. And you're also coming across as a human being. So you are no longer just a generic website. You are now a person. And, you know, you can talk about your own personal things in the emails so that they really get to know you on a more human level. So I think those are the main points, because once they've got to know you and you're regularly in their world, it becomes so much easier to book a treatment with you. So if you imagine this person, when they arrived on your website, they were one of those who wasn't yet ready to book a treatment. They didn't yet know enough about what was available. All they knew was they had a problem. So they land on your website. They like what they see there. It's easy to navigate. You come across as a human being because you've got your photos and your About Me section. You show your expertise because you've got a niche and an ideal client that is very clear. You show that you can definitely help them because you have referrals and reviews and testimonials on there. And then if they're not quite ready to buy at that point, all they do is they see that you've got the possibility of downloading this free thing, and they think, yes, that would really help me. Download it, read it, think it's incredibly useful, lovely. And then the next day they get an email from you introducing yourself, giving them some further tips and hints, and that keeps happening over time until they arrive at the point where they are finally ready to buy. Because what you really don't want is that they're at the point where I was, where you are so ready to buy because your pain is impacting your life so much that you're like at that tipping point. If they're at that tipping point, you want to be there next to them, saying, "You're ready. I'm here because I've been on this journey with you. Here I am," and they'll be so much more likely to go, "Oh yeah, so and so. They do this work because I'm getting emails from them, and I know them, and I'll buy from them. I'll go and book a treatment with them now." And all that doubt, that fear, all those obstacles are just melted away, and that path to booking with you is just clear. Okay, there you go. Those are the 4 ways in which you can make sure you don't lose potential clients before they book with you. Implement that. If you have struggling to implement it, if you've got any questions about it, just ask. Just let me know, because I can guide you or help you on any of this. I hope you find that useful, and let me know how you get on with it. Bye.